Hi, and welcome to another episode. Today, we're gonna keep the language in English, and I'd like to present one of my favorite recipes. This is my personal style of pizza dough. And today, we are going to prepare the dough with double zero style wheat flour. Um, a good tablespoon of sea salt. Um, yeah, I would say it's around 2 tablespoons of crème fraîche um, or sour cream. This makes the dough nice and crusty. So you have a nice rustical Italian style crust when baking it in the oven. And over here, I have 300 milliliter of water. I put in a teaspoon or half a teaspoon of sugar and sufficient dried yeast, and stirred it a little bit with like hand warm water. 300 milliliter. The yeast is for 500 grams of flour, and the sugar will start the yeast to work. And you can already see, I don't know if you see it, there's a little bit of scum occurring on top of the surface of the water. So I know this yeast is still usable. And yeah, that's the ingredients. And we are going to prepare the dough today. And I hope it will work out. But actually, it should. I've made this a lot of times. Today, I have, yeah, some kind of measurings for this video, but usually I just do it the way I feel to. But it always turns out to be almost the proportions of the ingredients you can see here as I prepared it. Yes, so we are going to start to put the flour in this. I don't know what that is. Just put it in here. You will find a container that is sufficient enough for all the ingredients, I'm sure. And here I hope you can see everything. Put that down a little. I have to arrange my camera. Just a second, please. So I'm sure that you can see everything. Yeah, it should work out. I make a little hole inside of the flour, so it can properly contain the water, so it doesn't run all over this container in all directions. Because I slowly gonna stir this dough from the inside out. That's just my tactics, and that's how I do it. So I will show you my way. Of course, you can also replace the wheat flour with spelt flour. That's of course possible. From my experience, I can say, or I can tell, that it works better with wheat flour. But not everybody can digest wheat flour properly, and some people have to take care of what they consume. And if you don't like to use wheat flour, you can of course also use spelt flour. So in here, I'm going to put in the crème fraîche. As I said, it's about 2 tablespoons, and it's giving the dough after baking a nice crusty result. So you have this nice crust on your pizza dough. Then I will first put in, or second, I will put in the 300 milliliter of water with the already dissolved yeast and the half of a teaspoon of normal sugar. So I'm gonna scrape out all the yeast because it's necessary to have all the proportions right. Actually, doesn't matter if there is 1 gram or less, more or less of each ingredient. It will still work out fine. So you don't have to make a rocket science out of it here. And then I will put the sea salt around the corners on the dry parts of the flour. I put it in on the flour, not in the water part. And now I'm going to stir it with an ordinary hand mixer machine. And you should, you should do that for about 5 to 8 minutes. And I'm going to start right away. So close your ears, please, because it will make a little bit of noise. I start slowly taking from the inside out the flour into the solution. Like this. Maybe I can get you somewhat closer so you see everything. And it might be necessary that if there is a little bit too much of water, I don't know, it always depends on my on the recipe, which is always turning out a little bit different, but it looks good. So if it's too wet, you can of course take more flour, or if it's too dry, you can take some more water. The dough shouldn't stick. It should combine into a good structure that doesn't stick to your hands, but feels ready to knit or to fold or to prepare further. Normally I'm doing this by hand, but that would take too long. So I use this hand mixer to prepare the dough. That works just as fine. but it would be a little bit would be done with a little bit more love if you do it by hand. So you earn yourself a nice pizza dough after all the knitting work if you do it by hand. But it's looking good. You can see it doesn't stick too much to the bowl, and it starts to create this gluey structure. What I forgot is and that's what I'm going to do now. I put in a pinch of olive oil, just a little bit, that makes it even smoother, the dough, and easier to prepare. Gives it a silkier structure actually, but not too much, just a little bit, like 1 tablespoon. That should be sufficient enough. And now we work that into the dough. It's looking really good. I know this will be a real nice and crusty pizza dough. You should try that once. Believe me, done it a lot of times. So we're preparing the dough already for around 5 minutes now. I will give it 2 or 3 more minutes. Oh, that's nice. See, it doesn't stick too much to my finger. Actually, not at all, just a little tiny bit. We have to make it sure to that everything is properly mixed into the dough, and the gluing effect of yeah, I don't know the word in English, is to set in, so the dough will um, have a perfect result. So that was 7 minutes sharp, and yeah, it's a little gluey still, but that's no problem because this dough will I washed my hands, of course, so I don't wear gloves. But this dough I will keep in the fridge overnight until tomorrow when we are going to bake this pizza and check the results of my recipe. And I will cover it a little bit with flour, so that will give the dough just the perfect amount of flour. And tomorrow I will mix the dough again and let it rest at room temperature for like half a day. But I will keep that dough now in this bowl in my refrigerator to let it work, yeah, to let the yeast work and to give it a little bit more volume. So, but you can see that it's actually perfectly. Look at this. That's perfect. See, it doesn't stick to my hand. It's because of the crème fraîche and the olive oil. And you will be surprised what that will give you for a perfect result. It's gonna be a real nice crust after baking. So that's the way I do it. I give it a little more slaps and let it rest overnight in the fridge. And tomorrow, that will be the second part of this pizza dough series. We are going to make a real nice pizza, and the ingredients I will sleep over it, and tomorrow I will decide what ingredients I will put on the pizza. And yeah, but this is the perfect dough. Give it a try. So now I cover it up a little bit with some more wheat flour. You should definitely take the 00 type style flour to get the best results. And I'm just pouring over a little bit. So when the dough rises, it will absorb this little bit of flour into itself, and it helps a little bit to not dry out too much. Yeah, now I cover it with a cloth, just an ordinary towel made a little bit wet, and then I cover it with a big plate, and I put that into the refrigerator, and tomorrow at noon I will prepare the pizza with you. Okay, I'm really excited. I haven't had pizza for a long time, so it doesn't stick too much on the ground. I just turn it around on the floured side of the dough and give the other side also a little pinch of flour. Just like this. All right. That's actually it. Give it a try. I'm sure you will be happily surprised how good that dough is. See you tomorrow. Have a nice day. Take care of yourself. See you in another video tomorrow, and have a nice Sunday evening.